All right. Hello.
Hello.
You are. Let's do our thing. You start.
Thank you for listening to Productivity and Procrastination. I am James.
And I'm Joe. And he did it. And we're just a couple of procrastinators looking to get productive.
Yes, we are. We're currently working on Project Pancake, which is our starter, get the wheels turning kind of project. And, Joe, what episode are we on?
James, I'm glad you asked. We are on episode 22. The old 2 2.
Mm.
And.
Hey, on my screen, I'm like this small, teeny, tiny little thing. Is there
Oh,
any way to
yeah.
make me, big like
Blammo.
you? Awesome.
Perfect.
So, I hope everyone's week has been great. All you out there in radio and YouTube land, and maybe even Joe.
Wow. Well, thank you. My week was great.
Oh, good.
So let's talk. Let's talk your week. How was your week? We talked about my goals last
Mine's,
week.
mine's probably less impressive of a week, so it'd be best to talk about that first.
Yeah,
Um,
let's start with your week.
so I didn't write as much as I thought I would, or wanted to, in my
Mm-hmm.
mind, and I ended up struggling quite a bit.
Okay.
I did write on Monday a little bit. It wasn't much, like 318 words.
Okay.
And then on Thursday night, I wrote again, roughly the same amount. And then this morning, I wrote again, which would be roughly the same amount. Uh, and so that's what I did. I thought I would write a lot more days, but I did have my 25th wedding anniversary this last week, so
Mm-hmm.
that kind of took a few days out of it. And and various other things. I ended up selling a vehicle for it was my daughter's car and helping with all that. And there were things that happened, and then of course there was a lot of game playing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but but I struggled because I started writing, and like in the middle of the first day, it was like I was like, oh my gosh, I suck, you know, and I
What?
can't. I don't know if I should, if I want to continue or if I want to quit and just say life is good and just play games and live life and I went through that again, and I think after a few days, I kind of just got back in my head, and I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it, you're jumping into a novel you haven't written in at least a decade. It feels like
Right.
so. Of course, it's going to be kind of like cold. You know,
Oh
you're
yeah.
not sure what angle to hit. You know, and and it was rough. It was hard. I didn't even jump into the last thing I wrote about. I just wanted to write something different. And so I was
Mm-hmm.
doing this one. And I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm going to struggle. It's going to be hard. And, you know, it's going to get easier as you figure out whatever you need to figure out, you know, as you're writing, you know, get your flow going again. And so so then I wrote a little bit more, and it was mostly like uh, on on getting concepts down that I wanted to write about the next time I wrote. You know, kind of an angle to hit. I'm like, okay, I'm not sure which angle to hit, so I need to figure that out. And I just wrote down just basic thoughts, like, okay, I need to explore this and this and this, and that just kind of was good because then I had an understanding of the angle and what I wanted to try to convey, and it was easier the next time. And now, after writing this morning too, I kind of had some addendums to that process, and I'm like, okay, I want to also do this and see if I can, because this thing that I'm writing right here is more of like a kind of like a, it's kind of technical a little bit in a way, and yet when I'm writing, I can't be technical, so I gotta like convert it, from technical to story. Right. So it's a little odd, and it caused my brain to just kind of like go, I don't know that I want to do any of this work, and but I did achieve one thing, and that's I did write 3 separate occasions.
You did
this last week.
I was going to bring this up after you were done, that like you accomplished a goal, which was to increase the number of days from the week before, because you had 2 days last week and 3 this week. So you're increasing, you're getting more comfortable with making writing part of your life. I think you're being hard on yourself. The fact that you were able to spend 3 days, I think that's awesome. I think that's measurable growth. It's only going to increase the more you work at it.
I am excited about that part, and I'm glad I wrote down the numbers too. And they're not impressive by my normal, what I would say normal standards would be, but I'm glad that they're kind of low, and I'm glad that it was hard. I don't know. In a way, I guess I'm kind of excited to see about breaking that next week. I want to get further next week, and and I think all these ups and downs help too, in a way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Did you have any other goals on your list?
No, just work. Write, and what days I wrote and the word count, basically.
Okay. Nice.
That's it. That's what I need to get better at.
Yeah, and I mean, this next week I would try shooting maybe for 4 days and seeing if you can get a 4th day in. And you're gonna find like a point where it's like it's just too much and you want to pull back, maybe. And that's fine too. Like, it's all about making this work for you. And I think it's important to make sure that it's fun. Because if what you're doing isn't fun, I would try to find maybe some other way of writing or some other story or something that's fun for you. Because you're still just building the habit. And your brain's going to reject anything that's not fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I already accept writing as work in my mind.
See, to me, that sounds
But that's
bad.
Okay, because that work is not defined as bad in my mind. But work is defined as, there's a difficulty to it. There's a difficulty level. And I don't shy away from the difficulty level. I just want to make it efficient, and my brain is the bottleneck right now. It rejects work and all that. So I just need to work through my mind, get it to accept it and go, okay, So the writing I'm doing right now is not fun. In a way it is. but mostly it's work. But I want it. I want it. It's a story that I've wanted to write for a long time and just haven't ever really finished in a way. So I am gonna slowly progress on that here and there when I want to write in it, but it is completely different than just like fantasy, which I thought was hard. No, not as hard as this. So, and this genre is not fantasy. So, anyway,
nice. Okay. Sounds like you had a productive week. I'm going to say this is definitely a win for you. You made 3 days. You actually wrote, which I think the week before you didn't actually have any word count. So like the fact that you have 1,000 words this week means like big progress. Like I don't think it can be understated like how much different it is from like preparing to work on a project to actually sitting down and writing words in the project. I feel like there's like breaking that seal of, okay, I'm actually starting now. That's a big deal, at least for me. Like the actual starting and beginning is, I think, a big milestone that you shouldn't shut yourself down about.
No, I don't want to. I want to take this as the start and continue and grow. That's what I want to do. I'm glad I got through the struggles of, oh, forget it. I'll never write again.
Right. Yeah, and then there's that part of us that's like, can I just be like, because you ask yourself these questions like, can I just be happy with my 9 to 5, living in my, little apartment, and never actually doing anything other than just gaming after work, and that's just my life. Am I going to be happy with that? And you're going to ask yourself, like, that's how it feels, because like in the moment your brain's like, I don't want to do this work, I want to go do something fun. But so you get these like ideas, and then you actually like sit down and think about it, and you know the answer. It's not going to be satisfying enough. You're not going to be, we can't be just content. It's half the reason why half this shit it exists. It's because as humans, we just can't be content with what we have. We have to have more. And so that's what this is us pushing for more.
Yeah. I'm at my best when I progress.
Yep. Same.
That's when I feel the best. So I agree.
Okay. So I'm going to go over my goals this week. I'm going to go over the ones that I did accomplish first. So I did draw other things. I drew a lot of other things this week. Yay. I drew every day other than Sunday. I did end up missing Sunday. It didn't even cross my mind. I don't know why. I think we were playing games on Sunday, and I don't remember. I just ended up waking up playing games, and then that was pretty much it. That was my entire day, I think. So I didn't get a whole lot done on Sunday, but every other day I drew.
That's funny. Because Sunday was the only day I remember you saying, I've gotta do work. I've gotta progress or something like that. And that's why you left. Like right in the middle of gaming. I'm like, okay. He's gonna take the one day off I have to go work on life.
Oh, I think it was probably playing with Ashton or something.
Okay. Well, as long as you told me.
Oh, I don't remember what I told you. Oh, weird. Oh, no, I had to go prepare for the week. Like, go take care of myself for the week. Like, go grocery shopping and, do all the things. You pick a
different day for that.
Nah, dude. Sunday's my day for that. So I didn't draw every single day, but 6 out of 7 isn't bad. So, no, when it came to the picture...
Isn't bad. Come on, man. Redefine that. Give me a break. That's like my goal. And you're like, that's okay. 6 out of 7 days. Give me a break.
We are
that's a little.
We're at different
that's a little too
here.
much.
Okay, so correct.
What is your perfect then?
7 out of 7.
7 out of 7. Okay, all right. I guess. The spectrum is okay to perfect. For 6 is okay. I think you need to redefine your okay word. That's what's bugging me here.
Well, so here's my measurement though. My measurement is though the week before I did 7, and then I think like I've previously been doing 7 like typically.
I think if you redefine the okay as pretty good, then I can, my mind can wrap around that. Your spectrum of 6 is okay. I guess if we need to find the word okay then, because okay in my mind is like the bottom of the barrel to good.
So 7 days to me is good. And
so there is no great for you.
Correct.
There's never a great. What would
great
be?
Only if I felt like I made a masterpiece that week would I give myself a great. When I didn't. I didn't make any masterpieces.
Okay, so have you ever made a masterpiece?
Well, I would say maybe one.
Okay, so 1 week of your entire drawing situation, you did good.
Yes.
Who's the perfectionist here, Joe?
We both.
That's what I want to know. Because you always define me as the perfectionist. I think that you're the perfectionist and I'm the one who just tried to be a little bit more realistic.
No, you're a perfectionist. I'm just hard on myself. It's different.
Well, I think the people could vote on that. Yeah, I think the facts are clear. The facts are clear, Joe.
I've always been tough with myself because I feel like that's how I grow, is never being satisfied with my accomplishments and pushing myself harder. Because I always want to be better.
That's America, Joe.
That's not. Thanks. That's just people. I'm not letting America own that.
Okay, fine. Well, as Americans, we always kind of like we define ourselves with progression. I don't know about every culture, but that's the American thing. I'm ethnocentric, I guess.
So for this week on my drawing, I did pretty good. I'll give you the pretty good.
Thank you.
It could have almost been good, but it's only pretty good. So
we almost got a masterpiece.
Almost.
Not quite.
So at least for the drawing daily. Now for my goals, I realized a couple of things. Like I had planned, so I only accomplished one of my 4 drawing goals for the actual project. And because I had 4 goals set, I had finished a sketch for the background, line art the box, line art the background, and then add colors to it. Which I didn't set enough time aside to do these things. Because part of it for me was okay, I'll do it tonight. And then I, go into my normal habits of, okay, I'm done with work, go eat dinner, come back, let's play some Diablo. Or go hang out with Ashton and Jade. Or, I don't do anything after work. And then during work, I'm like, hey, life sucks, I'm at work. I don't want to do anything other than just play a video game to pacify myself until work is over. And so it's I need to set time during the weekends or something that I actually get my goals done before the week, so that way during the week I just got the easy stuff to do. So I think that's what is best for me, is figuring out, setting, I need to set aside time in order to accomplish these goals. Because I was able to finish one part of it at work yesterday, because literally I worked for 10 hours and I probably got 9 calls. It was ridiculous. because they had a mess up on their end. So like we were not getting routed any calls. It was incredible. It was an incredible day. But yeah, so it's like it was hard for me this week to get my stuff accomplished because I didn't set aside time for it. I just assumed I would find time for it.
What's your best time? Like in your mind, like not necessarily what the best time for the time, but when do you think you do your best creative work? On that type of stuff.
My best creative work is probably around 2 to 3 in the morning when everyone else is asleep and I can just focus on what I need.
So right when you get up.
No, well, no. This is me assuming. Like, I guess in my schedule, it would have to be. In my schedule, it would probably have to be. Yeah, I guess maybe like 4 in the morning when I wake up, because I do have about an hour before work. That's probably when I should be working on it.
Well, I have found that is basically the same for me. I do my best when I just wake up and do it. So it's kind of like a hidden note to myself was, hey, you need to do this as soon as you get up this week, as much as you possibly can anyway.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to try. So maybe you should do the same.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot, actually. I think I'll do the same. It's just basically try and make sure I'm doing it when I first wake up and just set that time aside for it. So that way I feel like I'm getting a bunch done and it'll make me feel good going into the workday having accomplished something. But yeah, yesterday was so nice. I felt so relaxed. It felt like a recharge day that I was getting paid for. It was incredible.
That's nice.
Okay, so goals. So I'm gonna write down some goals for this week. One being finish line art for background. And box. I'm just having 2 separate things I can cross off. And then color, background, and box.
Mine's going to be a continuation of growth of what I'm doing. I already have.
You already wrote down all your goals?
Yeah, I've been doing that for every now and then for this whole conversation. Dang. And little notes.
Dang, look at you.
You. I know.
Then I'm going to do draw daily. Today's Friday. I do like this feeling of progress. I want to get more done on the actual project, so I'm going to really focus in on that because it's such a big deal getting that.
I was going to ask if you had if you could make a date for page 2 to be done, like in your mind, like doesn't have to be this week, but like if you make yourself a date, you estimate like when you would like to get it done, then that hard goal can like push more of those elements in over time, maybe.
Mm-hmm. It'd feel arbitrary, and I don't think it would really push me, is the issue.
Okay.
Because it's not like it's being set by anybody, or, it's not like, it doesn't feel like a hard date. It just feels like something I've put out, and I can amend it whenever I feel like. I'm going to also add paint into my thing. I painted. And I have
I'm
willing to show, too.
Let's do it.
on black canvas, and I have some weird. So I was just
Can you
practicing.
pull back just a little bit? Oh, okay. Is a girl inside a rose?
Yeah, well, it's like some weird red thing that I was practicing. I really like the brush strokes, and
Well,
I was
almost looks
practicing
like a
with brush strokes.
flower, like
Yeah, it does. Now that you
folded.
said that, but I just was, playing around, getting comfortable with the paints, and it was really fun. I like painting.
Is it like when I think of art and people's mindsets as they draw away? Does painting do anything different in your mind?
Yeah, so okay, it's a completely different creature, at least for me. It's much more physical. It's much more like there's definitely a physicality to it because like your brush strokes, which direction you go really matters for like the texture of the painting. And just like the flow of the lines really matters, whereas like in digital it's not the same. It's really interesting, and I really kind of dig it. It's a different way of expression through art that I've never considered before. Is like and it can't be understated how important the brushstrokes are. And then it's not only that, it's like, okay, well, specifically on this black canvas, I had to really like matte on this paint, because it was so dark, and so I had to really matte it on, and so it was quite a different experience and something I really enjoyed. I've been painting at work. That to me is fun. I like painting at work. So
nice. Well, good. I'm glad you're enjoying the new medium.
Yeah, it's fun to play around with. So I added that to my goals list again. So just paint at least one time this week. It's a lot of cleanup, so I have to be ready for that. But other than that,
Well, it could be like my dad, who never cleans anything, has like 500 brushes sitting in jars and.
Imagine
this is just a completely different thing that I gotta learn,
well,
quite amazing. You should come over to my dad's house sometime.
Imagine not cleaning your brushes in this economy.
He goes to yard sales and picks up like 40 brushes for $1.50 from like X artists, and it's like, oh my goodness, you should see the kind of deals this guy gets. Like entire collections of paint for like $5. Like 50 paints unopened. It's ridiculous. Anyway, yard sales, man. If you're an artist, think about it.
Yeah, I might have to look into that because paint's expensive.
It is.
But I'm enjoying it. I don't know if I'll ever actually make a painting that I'll want to sell or give or hang or anything, but I'm enjoying the process. That's fun for me. That's what really matters. It's more of just like practice with a different medium, because there's evidence to support that practice with different mediums makes you better in your mediums you're comfortable with. So it's just, something else to consider. Okay, I don't have anything else that comes to mind. What about you, Yams?
Well, I'm just happy to be progressing and looking forward to seeing if I can break my quantity. And I guess in the very least, if I can continue making a pattern, that's the bare minimum, but I would like to increase. So that would make me happy. And if I'm able to get further than I did this last week, then I'll put my good stamp on it. I'll say I did good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I already think you did good this week by breaking the whole not starting to starting. And also,
Maybe I'll call it okay.
okay, you're shooting your shots at me. You're shooting your shots at me while I'm complimenting you. You're done. You're done. All right. Well then, do you have any quips to end this, James?
No, I think I just did. So.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.